And as we were talking about that, the memorial continues to grow outside of Turning Point headquarters in Phoenix, Arizona, but obviously concern over the temperature rising about political violence. And we're seeing some of that today. And this, a post on social media from Fox News saying, Justin, a man has been arrested after vandalizing the Charlie Kirk Memorial outside of TPUSA headquarters in Arizona. The suspect identified as a 19-year-old Ryder Corral there. So we're also getting this video that I want to show you of some of this, because we've been diving into the latest with just some of this memorial growing. But this was the scene that was captured by Fox News a little bit earlier on. You can see people addressing this individual, potentially vandalizing what was going on there with this memorial, people stepping in, just average citizens, not necessarily law enforcement, but ultimately law enforcement did get involved as this suspect identified as a 19-year-old as a man is arrested. So you can see police, Phoenix police there on hand, putting this individual in handcuffs or zip ties just across the street, as so much has grown since Wednesday. And we saw the initial outpouring for Charlie Kirk, the conservative commentator there in Arizona, a group that he founded a dozen years ago, co-founded a dozen years ago. Obviously, you see this individual now being let off is the memorial balloons, flowers, flags showcased on hand, and that is concerned potentially for next week. Any outside agitators, that is a kind of term that police, law enforcement have been using, but obviously concerned in terms of that with the memorial that's going to be taking place next week in Glendale, Arizona, a very large venue, the NFL stadium of the Arizona Cardinals. Again, a live picture right there at that venue, but we're seeing different memorials pop up. This was the scene of where that initial vandalism, the arrest, took place earlier on today. It has quieted down a significant margin, but just the amount of outpouring of support for those that obviously backed Charlie Kirk, stood for what he also believed in. So we're following it closely here on Live Now from Fox.